Hey, the Gadget Man here with Nothing But Gadgets, and today I'm going to be reviewing these AISKITS LED headlights that I'm going to install on my 2013 Toyota Sienna. So 3, 2, 1, let's get at it. Alright, so these headlights were sent to me for free to do this review, so that's what I'm going to do. This is going to be a two-part thing. First, I'm going to install these headlights, and second, I'm going to test them and give you live footage of the testing at night and give you my opinion of how they are or how they compare to the halogen headlights that I'm going to replace them. Okay, now I have the high beams here and the low beams here. I'll be showing you how to install both of those, so let me get outside and install these babies. So the first thing we want to do is come right in here, press at the bottom right here on the edge to do the release tab and kind of slowly work this down, work the clip off. Okay, now turn the light bulb counterclockwise, pull straight out, try not to touch the bulb in case you want to use this or keep this bulb. You do not want to touch it. Halogen bulbs get really hot. If you get oil, when you get fingerprint, there's oil on it, it'll cause the bulb to explode. Okay, so now let's put the LED bulb in, put it in. Okay, you got to make sure the keying is right, press in and turn clockwise until it stops. And so now that's in, and now just plug these in right here and that light bulb is installed. Now let's take out the high beam. Okay, so after I got that all installed, then I took the car out at night for a drive. And here's some video of me going down the road. And I'll be switching from low beam to high beam on you there, just to kind of show you how it looks. Okay, now it's really hard to tell from video. I was actually holding my phone over the steering wheel while I was recording that. I do have a dash cam, but it doesn't shoot the best video, so I was actually filming this with my smartphone while I was driving. What are my impressions of them? Well, first of all, let's talk about the high beams right here. This is going to be the 900 or 9005. Okay, super bright, super bright. Actually, in some cases, it was actually a little too bright. Especially when I was going and there were white colored road signs. The reflection off those road signs was so bright that I had to squint. Okay, it was almost like somebody was shining high beams in my face. I had to actually sometimes switch down to low beams when I was passing road signs, big ones, especially if they were white in color, because the reflection was so bright off of them. Other road signs that were dark green or something like that didn't have so much a problem, but it was really bright, and it actually caused my eyes to dilate, so that when I switch back to the low beams for a period of time until my eyes opened, the pupils opened back up, appeared a little bit darker. So when you first get in and you turn the low beams on, which are actually pretty bright, they look good, but when you turn the high beams on, they're so bright that it causes your pupils to dilate, at least mine did. And then when I switched back to low beams, it was like, wow, what happened to the light? It's all gone. But it really wasn't the light that changed. It was the fact that the pupils had contracted, and then it took a while for them to open back up, and so that I could see the light, and they're plenty bright. So these are super, super bright high beam headlights. The low beams are a totally different story. On the 2013 Toyota Sienna, they have what's called a projector-style low beam. If you go back to the 2010 models and beyond, back to 2000, they had a reflector-style low beam. But Toyota has redesigned the low beam headlight to a projector style, and it has a very focused beam. The projector style controls the beam just like a movie projector, where it actually has a definite cutoff, just like a TV. Essentially, the light is focused where it is, and it has no overshadowing whatsoever. And so they focus the beams down at the road, and then there's no light above that. No, not even a little bit. I mean, it's cut off just like a movie projector on a screen. That light stops at that edge. Let me put a picture up here for you. You'll see what I'm talking about. This is in front of the car. You see the light, and then it's black beyond that. This effect is not nearly as definite when you're using halogen bulbs, but with these bulbs in here, that cutoff where the light stops is like a knife, and buddy, there's nothing beyond that. And they do that to keep the lights from blinding the oncoming traffic, but the problem is I live out in a rural area, and I travel at high velocities on dark country roads where there are a lot of large wild animals. There can be deer, wild hogs, sometimes even cows or horses or goats that have escaped their pens that get on the road at night. There can be coyotes and many animals that can cause damage to the vehicle. And when you're traveling at a high velocity at night, you need to actually be able to see far enough in front of you to be able to stop in case you see something. And with the level at the light cutoff with these right here, I don't feel actually safe driving at night. Now in town where you're going in low velocity and you have street lights and stuff, it's not nearly as big a deal. And like if you were on an interstate with a lot of cars, it's not a big deal. But when you're traveling on rural roads where there's a lot of wild animals, or animals could be on the road, the old style reflector bulb that I had on my 2004 Sienna, there was an overshadowing. And even though the bright light was focused in front of the car, there was at least a little bit of light that shined down the road a little bit. So if an animal was on the road, you could see its eyeballs. And also the little striping on the road is reflective. And if they cross in front of that, you could see that down the road. That is not possible with these headlights right here because of the cutoff. Once you hit that cutoff, there is no light whatsoever, not even the faintest amount of light past that cutoff. And that makes it almost like driving blind at night. You can see in front of you, but you can't see anything else. And for that reason, I'm going to be taking these out of my Toyota Sienna and putting the halogen bulbs back in. I'll keep these light bulbs right here, the high beams, but not the low beams, because it's too dangerous for me. Now, if you're living in a city, there's not going to be that problem. These are very, very bright, and they do illuminate right in front of you. So you can see that. And if you're traveling at a low velocity of speed, say 30 miles per hour, it's not a huge issue. There's plenty of time to stop. But if you're traveling at a high rate of speed, I think the average is you need at least 3 seconds to be able to stop. My father, when he taught me how to drive, he would always say that always allow 3 seconds between you and the car in front of you. So, he always said, he taught me, like, you watch the car in front of you and it passes, say, a road sign, start counting 1001, 1002, 1003. And if you've passed the same road sign that car passed before you get to 1003, you're too close to that car. You need to have a space to be able to react and stop. These lights with the cutoff do not give me enough time to stop if something were to appear. It's like a cutoff, then something would be there, and there's no way I could react and stop in time if there was a car wreck, if there was a cow on the road, if there was a deer, or if there was a person, an actual person, because you have to understand the light's shooting down. So even though it might be out here, if somebody was standing right here, you might only see their foot because of that cutoff. So, based on my research, that is an effect of putting LED lights in a projector-style housing that is designed for halogens. The effect is not nearly as sharp with the halogen light bulbs. So they are good light bulbs. They do work, but they're not good for my particular situation because of the style of headlight on the 2013 Sienna being the projector style. Alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, please like, subscribe, and comment. Until next time, this is the Gadget Man saying, I'll see you later.